What's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, and bringing you a video. The game just went final, and first off, hats off to Florida State for a great game. Um, you know, you guys played your hearts out, and you guys came out with the victory. It was a very interesting game. I would say, it was a tale of two halves, to be honest with you. First half, we got absolutely dominated. Second half, we definitely turned it back around and played the way that we should have. I mean, right off the bat, finding out the news that Peppers wasn't going to play, whatever the injury may be, they say it's a hamstring. I'm glad it's not anything serious like, tearing an ACL or Achilles or broken leg or something like that. So I'm glad that it's not any serious injury. But it just seemed like mentally we were not there starting out the game. And it just showed. And another thing that definitely was obvious was Wilton Speight looked rusty. Like, he looked like he hadn't played all season. He looked like how he looked at the beginning of the season. Actually, even worse than that. So, obviously, this time off really affected his timing. He didn't look like he was the quarterback that was getting better and progressing throughout the season. He definitely did not look like that. It looked like something was definitely wrong with him. I know no one's going to admit that he was injured or anything like that, but he looked like his throws didn't have the zip on it. Some of them were floating up there, and his timing was off. He missed a whole lot of throws, throwing behind people a whole lot of times. And, despite all of that, I will hand it to our team that despite all of that, playing bad, getting basically dominated the full first half, man, we hung in there. And it's funny, special teams has been one of our biggest strengths all season long, and it ended up being the one thing that ended up hurting us at the end of this game. I mean, we clawed back, actually took the lead on that amazing run by Chris Evans. I think he's going to be a stud. But I don't know what they were doing on that kickoff. Kenny Allen was, to me, the MVP of the whole game for us, with his punting, with his kicking. And that one kick that he had to make, he kicked it short and right up the middle. And it's weird, like, the guy didn't know whether or not to take it out or not. He looked like he was going to take a knee, and then at the last second, he's I'll just run it out. And I guess it confused us. I don't know. But that return just sealed it. And then another thing that I noticed, Jordan Lewis got exposed. I mean, I've always had the utmost confidence in Jordan Lewis as, just being a shutdown corner. But in this game, man, I lost confidence in him. He got beat a number of times. One time, I think he got bailed out by Thomas on a deep route. And that last touchdown that they got, I mean, he got beat. He was late turning his head. The guy just snatched it from him. So, I don't know what's up with that. I mean, I've always thought that no one would throw at Lewis. But man, they went right at him, and that's how they won the game. So, it was a tough game. The keys that I felt that they needed to do didn't contain Cook. I mean, for the most part, we held him, and then it was just these key bursts that he got. He was like, he reminded me of, they were saying not to compare him to him, but he reminds me of a Chris Johnson. One of those guys that, you just give him a little crease, and then he just takes off and runs for 80 yards. And that's what happened. I mean, it was just maybe a couple of big plays here and there, and then other than that, he didn't really do anything all game. The defense for us was pretty good this game, except for that one play where I don't know what they were doing, where they left a guy like wide open. And I was just sitting there like, can we please see a replay so I could see how they screwed this one up? So, I think, like I said, I think it wasn't necessarily even the playmaking of Peppers, but just having him out there, being the leader, because he's obviously the leader of that defense. And they looked like they were confused for like the first quarter or so. And offensively, they looked like they were out of sync because, I don't know if it's because the defense was out of sync, but they just looked out of sorts for the good first half. And then we lose Jake Butt for the rest of the game, too. So, I mean, despite all of that, we had our chance to win. And it really just boiled down to just not being able to execute in the red zone. I mean, on that muff punt, we had it at the 1 yard line, and we had to settle for a field goal. We were down there at least three times before we finally scored that last touchdown in the red zone. But we just too many chances for us to win, and we just couldn't get it done. Whether it was stopping them on that 3rd and 22, or whether it was just pinning them deep on that kickoff so that they had to go the whole field, or just scoring in the red zone when we had the opportunities, and we just couldn't get it done. And that was just so disappointing. I thought we were going to come back and steal this game. And, if we had been able to pin them deep, I don't see them going the whole field and winning the game. Definitely, I mean, they may have got close to kicking a field goal and it may have came down to that, but I don't think they would have won the game had we pinned them deep. So it's just one of those things where we just choked when we needed the opportunity to pin them deep. So it's disappointing that we had to, end the season like that. I wanted us to win our last game. Because I think as a team we're better than these guys. We just didn't play. It was probably our worst game that we played all season. Worse than the Iowa game. And even in that Iowa game, it was like the same thing. We had our opportunities to close out the game in that game, and we just choked and let them get an opportunity to win it. This is just the same thing in this game. So I don't know what that is with these late game opportunities to close out things. It means at least 3 games I can think of now that we just choked out. If you want to go back and talk about that Michigan State game, where I still don't know what they were thinking about punting it when they could have just ran back and thrown the ball up in the air and ran out the clock. So that has to be addressed and fixed. In these late game situations where we need to either run out the clock or we need to get a key play, a key stop, we got to do it. We have to find a way to just dig in and get that key play to get that win. So, sad to see it, we lost. Our team showed great grit, great determination to come back despite being outplayed for mostly the whole game. But we just came up short. So, anyways, that's it. I may break down and watch the games tomorrow. I don't know. I just feel as though Washington is just going to get, either, I don't know if you want to call it Goomba stomped or Falcon punched. I don't know. One of the two. But I don't see them having a chance. The closer game is probably going to be the Ohio State Clemson game. I still think Ohio is going to beat them, and it's just going to be Alabama Ohio in the championship game. So we'll just see how it goes. Stranger things have happened, you know. So we just have to see. Anyways, that's it for the video tonight. If you like the video, definitely feel free to leave a like on the video. If you have anything that you want to say, comments, how you feel about the season, how you feel about the coaching, if you saw something that I missed out on that I should have discussed, just let me know in the comment section below. Try to share this video with as many people as possible. And, if you like my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. This is not going to be it for content for Michigan football, just because this was our last game of the season. I'm going to be making videos throughout, whether it's about the recruiting. Next week, don't know what day, I'm going to be making a video about my overview of the season, how I felt it went, and how I see next season going. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But anyways, thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. Have a happy new year. Be safe out there. And go blue.